Okay, everybody, welcome back to the workshop slash shooting range of me, Chris Fisher, the blind wood turner, and the continuing saga of me trying to shoot a target air rifle without an acoustic scope, without any acoustic feedback through my phone, because that just wasn't working well enough. And I can see why the proper acoustic scopes have been developed. But anyway, after having listened to some amazing YouTube videos about blind and visually impaired archers, I had a bit of an epiphany, let's say that. So I thought, well, that's a really interesting idea, the aiming post that they use. So obviously the knuckles of their left or right hand, depending on what hand they shoot with, glances against, just touches against the aiming post, and with the help of correct foot alignment, it's sort of like a foot jig, and a bit of assistance by a sighted spotter, a coach, guide, whatever, they are getting absolutely phenomenal results. And you know, the level of skill and practice, you know, that the blind archers have is inspirational and amazing. Just like the thousands of hours that I've had to put in to be a totally blind wood turner, you know, there are correlations there about the passion and our dedication and not wanting to just sit in a corner drooling and being looked after. Anyway, I have made huge progress over the weekend, and like I say, following the example set by the Paralympic archers, and club and recreational blind archers, not just the Paralympians, not everyone's that lucky. I have been calculating and using my talking tape measure, which is over here. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. My talking tape measure.
1/16 of an inch.
So using that and a string line attached to just underneath the target,
Turning off in 5 seconds.
and then the difference between where the string is coming out the bottom of the pellet catcher and the centre being factored in and calculated. So I have got the positions on that board. On this board, I've got a back board that the pellet catcher's attached to. There's two positions, the higher position, and then so that's standing, and then a low position using a shooting seat, which I've just purchased. So the aiming post needs to be set for stud at 57 1/16. So that's adjustable, obviously, on the field where we're going to shoot, depending on the lay of the land. And I think it's 42.5 inches for seated. So I've been doing some seated shooting, and now I've just had another faff with some stud up shooting, and it works really well. So I've got here just a conventional tripod, and then with the pan and tilt arm coming out horizontally and set to those measurements I've just said, 57 1/16 stud, 42.5 sat. When my left arm, I'm a right-handed shooter by the way, when my left arm is outstretched and it's touching just in between my first and second knuckle, so between my index finger and my middle finger on my left hand, and then using this footboard that I've cobbled together with a block at either end. So obviously on the day of the shooting, I can stand in that. It'll keep my feet positioned. So with my feet positioned and my arm aligned and touching the aiming post, I'm good to go. And how do I line up the aiming post with the target? Well, beneath the target, I have attached a little cup hook, and I've got here probably about 100 foot of jute twine, and then my shooting partner Steve will help me line this up. The string is not only just for getting the height, but it's more about getting the left and right position, so the end of the aiming post should be pretty much bang on in line with the centre of the target. Not really height, but left and right, because I'll rely on the measurements, and that's it's working really well. Might be a bit hard for you to get your head around, but I've been working on this now all weekend. And then the shooting seat that I've got here, I have got on the actual gun rest part, which slides up and down depending on what height you want to shoot at. I've put a piece of electrical tape just under the padded rest part, and that's where I grip it with my left hand. And then when I've got the aiming post set at 42.5, holding that top tape, my knuckles come into contact with the aiming post, and again lining the seat up and the aiming post with the string, I'm good to go. And also I've got a bit of tape lower down, so if anyone messes or a sighted person uses this shooting seat, I've got a tactile reference point for the height adjustment as well. So a piece of tape for where I grip, lower down, a piece of tape to mark the height. So absolutely hunky-dory. I've been doing some test shots, and I'm going to go now to the target. So this is a mixture of seated and stud, so it's hard for me to, but I've got some good groups, and they all seem to be falling in roughly the right direction, centre, compared to the first try on the field on Friday, where I got one only just kissing the outer edge of the card and another 3 just buried into the backboard. It was a huge reality check, but a very important lesson. So I've made huge progress thanks to the amazing blind archers in the world. Listened to dozens of videos, started to visualize the concepts. I've never touched any blind or visually impaired archery equipment, but I think I'm good to go. I've made a lot of progress, and I feel confident now that with just having my friend Steve just to get me set up and help me set up, this definitely is the way forward. It's a lot more user friendly for me, and the technology is great when it works, but when it doesn't, you're a bit scuppered. So yeah, this works. I mean, using, you know, mathematics, not electronics, which obviously incorporates mathematics, but this is just good old-fashioned tape measure and string measuring techniques. So yeah, if it was good enough for a bricklayer and an ancient Egyptian, it's good enough for me. And it's a similar concept as to how I shoot my videos, lining up the camera with the subject using a piece of string. So I've plagiarized that idea, which I've been using for years. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this quick video as to how I am incorporating blind archery techniques into shooting a 177 Weihrauch HW97 air rifle. So hope you all enjoy your evening, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for the comments and the feedback and your warm wishes regarding this air rifle shenanigans. What shenanigans? Yeah, shenanigans. So yeah, I am filled and inspired now to get back on the field, hopefully some point next week or in the next couple of weeks. So cheerio everyone, bye.
Stop recording.